Was your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa a starfish? I bet he could pick cotton like crazy. All right, please do not laugh at this next picture. This next picture will be a picture of my brother when he first wakes up in the morning after his first cup of coffee. By the way, we need to warn these kids. Kids, do not drink coffee when you're young. It has been proven if you drink coffee when you're young, when you get married, your babies will be born naked. How many did not know that before? Come on now, be honest. See? Saved a few, didn't we? All right. This will be my brother. He'll be on the left. Please don't laugh. He can't help it. There he is right there. Now, folks, I didn't write this. I just took the picture out of the book. Look what they tell the kids. Boys and girls, 30 million years ago. Kids, let me translate that for you. Anytime a textbook says millions of years ago, what it really means is long ago and far away. It means a fairy tale is coming next. That's your warning, fairy tale coming up. 30 million years ago, these critters evolved. Well, there's that word again, evolved. They're going to confuse the kids again. They're going to give them microevolution examples and make them believe in macroevolution. They do it every time. They tell them these critters have evolved. It says they are ancestral to both humans and modern apes. Ancestors to humans? Grandpa? Well, big eyes you have, Grandpa. The better to see you with, my boy. You know, we've been teaching the kids they are nothing but an animal. And today, a lot of them act like animals. And the poor sociologists can't even figure it out. Barbara Reynolds figured it out. She's a liberal journalist. She said, your kids go ape in school? Here's why. He's being taught evolution. Johnny, you're an animal. That's what they teach them, folks. You are an animal and share a common heritage with earthworms. Guess what, Johnny? You're an animal. Really? Okay. What do you expect, folks? We're reaping the wind and sowing the wind and reaping the whirlwind. We used to teach the kids God made you. Now, which God and which religion, that wasn't part of the deal. But the fact is, God made you and you're going to answer to Him someday. And even 40 years ago, crimes in school were, you know, throwing pencils and sticking gum under the desk and writing on the desk. How many of you remember those days? Today, it's, you know, bringing guns to school and shooting 10 other kids. I sat across the table and the two boys in Arkansas that shot all the kids there as I went to the jail and visited them just a few months ago. Why would they do that? Folks, we have got a problem in our society. And I think I know why. A lot of teachers don't realize you still today can teach creation science in the public school. I speak in public schools all the time, do about 100 a year. Perfectly fine to teach the Bible in a public school. The Supreme Court said in 1963, it certainly may be said the Bible is worthy of study for its historic, literary and historic qualities. Nothing we have said here indicates that such study of the Bible or of religion, when presented objectively as part of a secular program of education, may be affected consistently with the First Amendment. It's okay to teach the Bible, folks, in the public school. Now, you can't try to convert the kids to be a Baptist or Buddhist or Catholic, but it is okay to teach the Bible. In 1980, the Supreme Court said, the Bible may constitutionally be used in an appropriate study of history, civilization, ethics, comparative religion, or the like. It's okay to use the Bible. The Eighth Circuit Court said, you can use the Bible if it advances the student's knowledge and appreciation of their culture. Perfectly fine. There's a group of folks in North Carolina that are helping Bible classes get started in public schools. Call the National Council on Bible Curriculum at 336-272-3799 and say, I'd like your packet. I want to get a Bible class started in my public school. Preacher, you could be the teacher. Go once a week. I know you need something else to do. Folks, it can be done. What's happened, though, the ACLU wants teachers to believe they cannot teach creation in the public schools. That just is a lie. By the way, in case you don't know, ACLU stands for the American Communist Lawyers Union. The stated purpose of the founder was to advance communism. That's the purpose of the ACLU. Now maybe all the lawyers involved don't know that, but that is the stated purpose of that organization. They want to advance communism around the world. Anyway, it's okay to teach the Bible. But if a teacher does teach evolution, if some teacher goes to school tomorrow and tells their kids, you started off like a slime and you slowly turn to a human, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out. That's going to ruin some kids' faith in the Bible. And any teacher that goes around ruining children's faith in the Bible better see what Jesus said about it. Jesus said in the Bible says in James chapter 3 verse 1, be not many masters, that's teachers, knowing we shall receive the greater condemnation. Teachers are going to face God and be in trouble someday if they teach something wrong. Jesus said, whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Anyone that teaches evolution is in trouble when they face God. They're going to be judged severely. But it hasn't always been the way it is today. Back in the 1950s, the average textbook in America only had 2,000 or 3,000 words about evolution. I have a textbook selection. I've got hundreds of them, clear back from 1905 or something is my oldest one, I think. I've got textbooks from many publishers, many years, even many countries. I tell you folks, back before 1963, there was very little evolution in the textbooks. 1963, though, it jumped up to 33,000 words. There's a lot of reasons for that, or possible reasons why this happened at this time. But 1963 is when prayer and Bible reading was taken out of the American school system. Anybody remember that? Madeleine Murray O'Hair. Her son, by the way, became a preacher. The boy who was responsible, his mom used him to get prayer taken out. But in 1963, sexually transmitted diseases began to climb. This is for kids 10 to 14 years of age. 1963 is when divorce rates began to go up. By the way, premarital sex and divorce go hand in hand. If you can't trust them before you're married, you won't trust them after you're married. 1963 is when violent crimes began to increase. There's been nearly a 1,000% increase in violent crimes. Now, folks, I'm not that old, but I remember the days when you did not have to lock your house. Anybody else remember those days? What's happened? And you never took the keys out of the ignition. Man, you might lose them. I mean, you left them in there in the driveway overnight. Am I telling the truth, folks? That's the way it was, wasn't it? 1963 is when unwed birth rates began to climb. 100% increase for girls 10 to 14. By the way, pregnancies have increased 553%. Most are being aborted, murdered. Abortion is murder. We'll get into more of that in videotape number 4. Give you the scientific reasons for that. SAT scores have dropped off incredibly since 1963. A couple of years ago, they had to dumb down the SAT test. The kids' scores were looking pretty bad, so let's change the test so they look just as smart as they were. 1963 is when we saw an incredible rise in unmarried couples living together in adultery. God's word hasn't changed at all. Whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge. Hebrews chapter 13.